You think your life is changing? But at ISN single quotes T. You wake up. You go through your day. You experience different moments, different people, different situations, different conversations. And it feels like something is happening. It feels like you are moving. It feels like your life is progressing. But if you slow down for a moment and really look, nothing is really changing. Because beneath all of that movement, there is repetition. Subtle, invisible, constant. You are living the same reality over and over again. Not because life is repeating itself, but because your mind is repeating itself. And the most dangerous part is this: you don't see it. You don't question it. You don't even realize it's happening. Because to you, it feels normal. It feels real. It feels like life. But what you are experiencing is not new. It is familiar. It is known. It is repeated. And your mind is making sure it stays that way. Every thought that feels automatic, every reaction that feels natural, every interpretation that feels obvious is part of the same pattern. A pattern that keeps your reality exactly where it is. Most people believe their reality is created by external events. Believe their life changes when circumstances change. When they meet new people, when they find new opportunities, when something different happens. But that's not how reality works, because two people can experience the same situation and live completely different realities. Why? Because reality is not what happens. Reality is how you interpret what happens. And your interpretation comes from your mind. Your thoughts shape your perception. Your perception shapes your reactions. Your reactions shape your experience. And your experience becomes your reality. So even when something new happens, your mind filters it through old patterns, through familiar thoughts, through repeated interpretations. And because of that, the outcome feels the same. The emotion feels the same. The experience feels the same. And your reality stays the same. And sometimes you confuse movement with change. But movement is not transformation. Doing something different does not mean being different. If the internal pattern remains, the external reality will always return to it. Again. And again. And again. Your mind is not trying to create something new. It is trying to keep things predictable. It is trying to stay in what is known, because what is known feels safe, even if it is limiting, even if it is repetitive, even if it keeps you stuck. Your mind prefers familiarity over possibility. So it repeats. It repeats thoughts. It repeats beliefs. Repeats emotional patterns. It repeats reactions. And over time, these repetitions become automatic. You no longer question them. You no longer notice them. They become part of your identity. You think they are you, but they are not. They are patterns, conditioned responses, loops that were built through repetition. And now they are running your reality. The same thoughts create the same perception. The same perception creates the same reaction. The same reaction creates the same outcome. And that outcome reinforces the same thoughts again. This is the loop. This is the cycle. This is why your life feels stuck, even when things appear to change. And the more you stay inside this loop, the harder it becomes to see it, because repetition creates familiarity. And familiarity creates comfort, even when that comfort is limiting you. Your mind tells you, this is just how things are. This is just who you are. This is just how life works. But that's not truth. That's conditioning. And conditioning only exists because it is repeated. Look closely at your life, not at what happens, but at how you respond. How many times have you reacted the same way to completely different situations? How many times have you felt the same emotion, triggered by something new? How many times have you told yourself the same story, in different contexts? I always end up here. This always happens to me. This is just who I am. These are not truths. These are patterns. And the more you repeat them, the more real they feel. The more real they feel, the more you believe them. And the more you believe them, the more your reality aligns with them. This is how the loop sustains itself, not by force, but by repetition. Subtle, consistent, unnoticed, and sometimes the loop becomes so subtle that it disguises itself as change. You think something shifted. You think something is different. But deep down, the structure is the same, just a different variation of the same pattern, a different version of the same loop. And this is why so many people feel stuck, even when their life appears to move forward, because progress without awareness is just repetition in motion. And this is where everything begins to change. Not when you try to control your thoughts, not when you try to force a new reality, not when you try to become someone else, but when you stop and observe, when you begin to see the pattern, clearly, without reacting, without judging, without trying to fix it, just awareness. Because the moment you see the pattern, you create distance between you and the repetition. You are no longer inside the loop. You are looking at it, and awareness changes everything, because awareness is not part of the loop. Your thoughts are part of it. Your reactions are part of it, your emotions are part of it, but awareness is not. And when you shift into awareness, you step outside the pattern, even if just for a moment. That moment is enough, because in that moment, you are free, and slowly, you begin to notice more, you begin to see faster, you begin to recognize patterns earlier, and that awareness starts to interrupt the loop, again, and again, and again. And this is where transformation begins, not through force, not through control, but through awareness, because the moment you see the pattern, you stop feeding it, and when you stop feeding it, the loop breaks, not instantly, but inevitably, because without your attention, without your identification, without your reaction, the pattern has nothing to sustain it. And when it collapses, something new becomes possible. A new way of thinking, a new way of perceiving, new way of experiencing reality. Not because you forced change, but because you stopped repeating the past. And that is where a new reality begins.